If you're a die-hard Browns fan and love breaking down the game like we do, hit that subscribe button and turn on the bell so you never miss a blitz. The NFL world was shaken to its core today, as rumors began swirling around one of the most shocking trades in recent memory, the Cleveland Browns allegedly sending their star running back Nick Chubb to the Carolina Panthers. At first, fans were skeptical, questioning whether such a monumental move could even be true. But as insiders started dropping hints on social media, speculation turned into near certainty. The chatter began with cryptic tweets from league insiders hinting at a blockbuster trade in the works, followed by more concrete leaks suggesting the Panthers were aggressively pursuing Chubb to bolster their backfield. Analysts immediately began dissecting the potential impact on both franchises, with debates raging over whether the Browns would be wise to part ways with a cornerstone player, and how the Panthers could integrate one of the league's most reliable and explosive running backs. The rumor, despite its shocking nature, seemed to gain momentum as additional unnamed sources chimed in, claiming negotiations had been intense and extremely secretive, a classic sign that a major shakeup might indeed be imminent. Fans on both sides flooded forums, creating threads with thousands of comments, some expressing disbelief, while others speculated on the salary cap implications, the upcoming draft consequences, and the ripple effects across the AFC and NFC. As the day progressed, the rumor only intensified, with sports media outlets cautiously reporting that Chubb's name was at the center of trade talks. Pundits began analyzing game footage, projecting how his running style could fit into the Panthers' offensive schemes, and how his departure might leave a gaping hole in Cleveland's lineup. The chatter extended beyond X's and O's, as fans speculated on locker room dynamics, leadership impact, and whether this trade, if real, would signify a larger rebuild for the Browns or a championship push for the Panthers. Meanwhile, social media exploded with memes, reaction videos, and polls, capturing the emotional roller coaster fans were experiencing. Even casual observers of the NFL were caught up in the drama. As the buzz crossed into mainstream news outlets, conversations about draft picks, future contracts, and even potential coaching ramifications started dominating podcasts, radio shows, and YouTube channels, all fueled by the tantalizing prospect of a player swap of this magnitude. The rumor, though still unconfirmed, created a frenzy reminiscent of past NFL shakeups that reshaped the league landscape overnight, leaving everyone wondering who would blink first in the negotiation battle. Insiders hinted that the Browns might be leveraging Chubb's immense trade value to secure multiple assets, possibly including first-round picks and a young quarterback. Although specifics remained deliberately vague, speculation around the financial structure of the trade added another layer of intrigue, as experts debated whether the Panthers could realistically absorb Chubb's contract without hampering their long-term flexibility. Meanwhile, fantasy football players reacted with alarm and excitement, attempting to forecast how this move could completely reshape top-tier running back rankings for the season. Social media polls and fan surveys revealed an almost evenly split sentiment, with some celebrating the Panthers' acquisition of an elite talent and others mourning the possible loss of a hometown hero in Cleveland. Analysts dissected every possible angle, from offensive line matchups to Chubb's injury history, projecting how quickly he could acclimate to a new system, and whether he would maintain his elite production. Rumors of behind-the-scenes meetings between team executives circulated, painting a picture of frenetic activity behind closed doors, while the league itself remained silent, adding fuel to the fire. The anticipation became almost unbearable, as fans speculated not only about Chubb's immediate impact, but also about the potential domino effect across other teams looking to strengthen their roster. In response, reports suggested that Chubb's agent was heavily involved in negotiations, and sources claimed the running back himself was excited at the prospect of a new challenge, a statement that only intensified speculation. Analysts debated whether this trade might signal a new era for both franchises, with the Panthers positioning themselves as serious playoff contenders, while the Browns might embrace a longer-term rebuild strategy. Social media platforms became the epicenter of the debate, with viral clips, reaction videos, and hot takes dominating feeds, creating a sense of immediacy and urgency that only amplified the rumor. Discussions ranged from potential rookie replacements in Cleveland to Chubb's role in the Panthers' backfield alongside existing stars, exploring the strategic nuances that could define both team seasons. Sports podcasts dedicated Entire episodes to the rumor, dissecting possible scenarios, contract details, and even predicting reactions from fans at upcoming games amid the chaos. Betting markets reportedly began adjusting odds, reflecting the potential impact of the trade on season outcomes, player performance, and team dynamics. Even journalists outside of football circles picked up the story, highlighting its broad cultural resonance and the way a single trade rumor could dominate conversations across multiple platforms simultaneously. Fantasy sports leagues experienced immediate turbulence, with owners scrambling to adjust rosters and recalculate points projections. Insider speculation hinted at a complex web of negotiations, with the Browns allegedly exploring several counteroffers while the Panthers remained persistent in their pursuit, signaling high stakes behind the closed doors of league offices. Analysts pondered whether Chubb's rushing style, known for its combination of power and agility, could synergize seamlessly with the Panthers' offensive line, potentially transforming the team's ground game into one of the league's most formidable forces. Meanwhile, fans engaged in heated debates, dissecting trade rumors, calculating hypothetical draft pick returns, and speculating about coaching strategies that could be affected by Chubb's potential departure. Sports media leveraged the frenzy, releasing hypothetical graphics, statistical breakdowns, and side-by-side performance comparisons to keep viewers engaged and invested in the narrative. Even former players were drawn into the speculation, offering insider perspectives and hot takes, adding credibility to the swirling rumor. The ongoing conversation highlighted the transformative nature of blockbuster trades in the NFL, and how a single rumor could dominate headlines, social media, and casual discussions alike, keeping fans on the edge of their seats. By the evening, chatter about Chubb's potential move became the central topic across sports networks and social media. With hashtags trending globally and speculation reaching fever pitch, analysts argued over timing, contract implications, and the long-term strategy behind the rumored trade, while fans continued posting memes, videos, and passionate arguments about whether the Browns would benefit more from immediate draft picks or holding onto their star running back. Rumors suggested that key figures within both organizations were strategizing meticulously, weighing every possible outcome from player morale to playoff implications, all while maintaining a cloak of secrecy to maximize leverage. Meanwhile, sports betting lines fluctuated wildly, reflecting public sentiment and insider leaks, creating an almost surreal atmosphere where reality and speculation blurred. The chatter surrounding Chubb's potential trade painted a vivid picture of NFL drama, with fans and analysts alike grappling with the uncertainty of a deal that, if confirmed, could redefine the landscape of both teams and the league as a whole. As night fell, the rumor showed no signs of slowing down, leaving an entire football community buzzing, debating, and eagerly awaiting any official confirmation. The morning after the initial rumor erupted, speculation continued to escalate as unnamed sources hinted at behind-the-scenes maneuvering that could finalize the trade at any moment. Fans woke up to a frenzy of social media posts, with every mention of Nick Chubb and the Panthers triggering a cascade of reactions, ranging from disbelief to excitement. Sports networks ran round-the-clock coverage, analyzing potential outcomes for both franchises, including projected rushing yards, offensive strategies, and draft pick compensations. Analysts debated the psychological impact on teammates in Cleveland, questioning how losing a leader and key playmaker might affect locker room morale, chemistry, and game day performance. Meanwhile, Panthers fans began envisioning highlight reels featuring Chubb breaking tackles, scoring touchdowns, and transforming their offensive identity overnight. Rumors suggested secret meetings between general managers were occurring in undisclosed locations, adding an aura of suspense and secrecy to the unfolding drama. Every potential scenario seemed to have far-reaching implications. The Browns could be leveraging Chubb to secure multiple assets for a rebuild, while the Panthers might be betting everything on an immediate playoff push, highlighting the stakes of this blockbuster deal. As speculation intensified, the internet became a pressure cooker of theories, insider hints, and fan reactions, with no sign of slowing down, creating the perfect storm for an NFL rumor that could dominate headlines for weeks. Analysts began breaking down every detail of Chubb's career statistics, running style, and injury history, trying to forecast how he would integrate into the Panthers' offensive scheme. The debate was heated and polarized. Some argued that Chubb's combination of speed, vision, and power could elevate Carolina's backfield into one of the league's most formidable, while skeptics question whether the adjustment period and chemistry issues might delay the impact. In Cleveland, discussions focused on who could step up to fill the void left by a potential departure. Ray, from existing running backs to promising draft prospects. Insider sources hinted at an array of potential draft pick combinations, creating endless permutations for fans and analysts to speculate upon. Social media became an arena for heated debates, viral memes, and fantasy football recalculations, with leagues adjusting rankings as if the trade were already confirmed. Pundits offered conflicting hot takes, some framing the move as an aggressive win-now strategy by the Panthers, others interpreting it as Cleveland's deliberate pivot toward long-term development. The constant stream of rumors, combined with partial leaks, created an atmosphere of uncertainty and intrigue, amplifying the narrative and leaving the NFL community glued to every new tidbit, awaiting official confirmation that could make or break entire seasons for both franchises. Enjoying the content so far? Smash that like button and drop your take in the comments. We want to hear what you think about the Browns this season. Reports surfaced that Chubb himself had been involved in informal discussions with both teams, with insiders claiming he viewed the trade as an opportunity for a new challenge and a fresh start. This revelation added an extra layer of complexity to the swirling rumor, as fans debated whether his personal motivation could influence performance, team dynamics, and overall trade outcome. Analysts dissected previous examples of high-profile trades, comparing potential impacts on team performance, playoff contention, and locker room morale, while social media erupted with polls asking fans which team benefited more. Fantasy football players recalculated point projections, creating new tiers of running backs and highlighting the immediate practical consequences of this speculation. Meanwhile, Panthers supporters imagine the electrifying combination of Chubb's explosiveness with their current offensive weapons, speculating on how his presence could shift defensive strategies across the league. The ongoing rumor dominated discussions across platforms, transcending traditional sports media into podcasts, YouTube commentary, and viral Twitter threads. Every new insider hint, whether about draft picks, contracts, or Chubb's personal input, amplified the narrative, fueling further speculation and sustaining an almost hypnotic attention from fans, desperate for confirmation of a trade that could redefine expectations for both franchises. Fantasy football communities exploded with debate as hypothetical scenarios involving Chubb's move circulated rapidly. Discussions extended beyond statistics to psychology, leadership, and team chemistry, with fans speculating whether Cleveland could quickly adapt, or if Carolina would immediately dominate the ground game. Rumors suggested that both general managers were negotiating meticulously, considering every variable from salary cap implications to future draft flexibility. Sports analysts leveraged every shred of insider information, using leaked quotes and unofficial hints to build narratives that kept audiences engaged and invested in the drama. Social media became a battlefield of predictions, memes, and intense speculation, as viral posts and reaction videos amplified the anticipation surrounding the rumored trade. The chatter suggested that even a single confirmation could trigger a domino effect across the league, as teams recalculated strategies in response. Amid the noise, every potential outcome from Chubb's immediate impact to long-term franchise direction was analyzed, debated, and dramatized, illustrating the powerful influence of a blockbuster rumor on the collective consciousness of NFL fans, fantasy players, and media alike. By midday, the rumor had reached a fever pitch, dominating trending topics across multiple platforms and generating unprecedented engagement. Insider hints suggested negotiations were entering the final stages, with both teams weighing strategic advantages and potential risks. Analysts debated whether Chubb's integration into the Panthers system would require a gradual adjustment or if his elite skills could immediately redefine offensive efficiency. Cleveland fans grappled with the emotional weight of losing a beloved player, imagining alternate futures and calculating potential draft returns. Meanwhile, Panthers supporters fantasize about highlight reels, explosive runs, and playoff possibilities that could follow the rumored acquisition. Social media amplified every rumor, speculation, and partial confirmation, creating a real-time narrative that fans could follow, dissect, and contribute to in countless ways. Podcasts, news channels, and YouTube commentators offered round-the-clock analysis, interpreting leaks, player interviews, and insider chatter to sustain the intrigue. Even casual observers were caught up in the narrative, drawn into debates, predictions, and theories about the broader implications of a trade that, if confirmed, could ripple across the league, altering competitive dynamics and narrative arcs in ways that would be discussed for years. Thanks for riding with us on another Browns Blitz. If you liked the video, share it with a fellow fan. Hit subscribe and ring that bell so you're always part of the Dawg Pound conversation. Go Browns!